I don't want to like keep going back to the negative thing and like, you know, but okay, so you lost $90,000 in clients or whatever in 2019, and it was a
keep stabbing her with it. God.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, so I mean, you're already having a bad year, plus that, and you know you're trying to like juggle all these things. Like, I mean, that would be a huge like people would jump ship.
I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep.
But yeah, I guess what was it that got you back on track and like kept you on the straight and narrow, where a lot of people would have been like, well, this is the end. Like, I'm losing so much money left and right, blah, blah, blah. Like, what was it that kept that little fire, that little spark going to continue?
In all reality, like, I mean, I made a really good amount of money that year. And then to end it, I knew like realistically minus 90, that sucks. We're going into the year paying for our wedding. But like, I was still making enough.
Yeah.
Like I had to be very realistic with myself. I grew up on assisted school lunches. Like my mom was the coupon cutter, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how she raised 2 kids on whatever she made. So I knew I could survive on very little, and I knew I was making a lot more than very little, even if I did just take this huge loss.
Yeah.
I had to let go of my assistant. I made the decision to join this other coaching company. And I just kept serving my clients. I think more so in the fitness industry, like my clients check in with me weekly. I have to show up for them. I still have to provide my service. And it's never really been harder than in 2020 because, and my other coach friends will say this, you're like a therapist in a way, and everybody had a bad year and every check-in was beyond negative. And that was almost harder than losing $90,000. You're dealing with everybody's collective trauma while you're trying to process your own trauma of 2020 and run a businesses and keep everybody happy and still provide a good service. So part of what I do in these weekly check-ins with clients is I have to send them about a 10-minute voice memo back. So I'm going to be like, hey, David, what's up? Week 30, we're doing it. Like, you can't show up to and be like, well, everything sucks in the world, David. I understand you didn't hit your macros because you got other shit to worry about. You have to, whether it's putting on a face or not, I had to show up for my clients.
Yeah. But I think the good thing like the important lesson out of all that was, you were good before, but you understood that there needed to be a little bit of adaptation.
Yeah.
With everything. Like, okay, some things need to change. I need to take a different approach on the things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, and it made so many things better for you in the long run. You know, and I think that's a big thing. Is like people get hung up on like, I just got to keep doing the same thing. Got to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like no matter what's happening. And you were like, no, I have to adapt to the situation that's going on in my life.
Realize certain things are no longer working, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's because those things literally just don't work in the marketplace anymore, or those things are no longer working with where I am at in life. Right? With my current situation, right? Yeah, and you got to change things. And that's the same thing as what restaurants went through and all these other places, right?
Yeah.
Is they realize, the things that we are doing right now are not working, so we have to make adjustments for it.
Yeah.
And that's where the pressure's on again, going back to like that jump and like, working under the chaos and stuff like that. When that pressure's on, like there's a little bit more stress on you to figure that out and figure out what that solution is, but you still have to do it.
Yep, exactly.
There's not an alternative. And if you still realize you could look on the negatives a lot, right? Or you could look on the positives of, I still have these 5 clients that are relying on me every day, right? And like you were saying, I got to show up for them. I got to help them still, right?
Yeah.
You're going to lose those 5 clients. And you're gonna really
see
be
how that
panicking.
fucking attitude works with them,
Yeah. But I think it's easy, to get stuck in that downward spiral, and it's like, it starts to look real miserable, but
it doesn't. I'm typically, you can't tell me anything. Like I'll white knuckle through it. Like keep going. And that's how I got sick. That's how I really screwed up at the end of 2017 in my bodybuilding career. And I think I took that learning lesson and it said, okay, my capacity for stress, the cup is overflowing, I have to take a step back. And if that means less money, I would rather do that than lose clients because I'm messing up. That's more embarrassing than saying, okay, I need to take a step back for me. Because I was mortified to lose clients, whether it was because it was their problem or it was a my problem. It shouldn't be happening.